Trash talking, dish throwing, and questionable comments that made viewers cringe.
These are the 9 best amateur cooks in America. If they give us seared scallop with fruit salad on top, I'm going to throw it back in their faces.
When it comes to MasterChef's most controversial judge, Joe Bastianich takes the crown without a single competitor coming close.
Alejandro, do you miss your husband? Maybe you'll see him tonight.
From the moment he stepped onto the MasterChef stage in 2010, Joe established himself as the judge viewers love to hate. But unlike Gordon Ramsay, who screams and curses, but ultimately wants his contestants to succeed,
I love the dish. Good job. Thank you.
Joe developed a reputation for being harsh without heart, critical without being constructive, and dismissive without offering any pathway forward.
You know what it is? It's garbage is what it is. What you did on that dish is inappropriate and ultimately kind of disgusting.
What made Joe's behavior particularly troubling was that it was a consistent pattern that viewers would witness season after season.
I've never tasted anything quite like that before.
And this was evident right from the very first auditions of season 1.
I have my curry sauce here, which just started with fresh Jamaican curry that I brought back home from me the last time I was there.
When Tamara Lawyer stepped up to present her lobster curry, she was hoping for feedback that might help her improve. Instead, Joe tasted it and simply walked away.
Please, Joe,
Sell it to
please
him.
give me another chance. This is not the best of tomorrow. And I just really want that chance, please.
And then Joe delivered a single sentence that crushed her dreams.
No, it's not MasterChef.
Okay,
Sorry.
thank you.
During that same season, Slim Hyun presented his signature dish with pride, but Joe threw the entire plate in the trash.
You gotta be kidding me. Slim, this is like a buffet gone bad. Go back to your station. I'm not tasting this crap.
From the very beginning, Joe established what would become his signature moves. The theatrical plate disposal, the walking away without explanation, and the harsh dismissals that offered no constructive path forward.
Easy questions. Ever eggs in it or not?
Yes.
Disappointed, Mike.
Fans watching season 1 hoped this was just Joe finding his footing as a new judge. They believed that as he grew more comfortable on television and understood the format better, his approach would soften. But they were wrong.
This is a complete disaster. This lamb is raw, is completely raw. If it were for me, this is not an elimination round. I would send you home now.
Season 2 marked the beginning of what would become one of Joe's most criticized patterns. His obsession with Italian authenticity and his dismissiveness toward other cuisines, particularly Asian dishes.
I don't know, it doesn't look like a Chinese dish to me. It's like kid food.
I'm not impressed visually. I think it looks almost kind of cartoonish.
Any deviation from traditional Italian cooking was met with scorn, while creative interpretations of Italian classics were treated as personal offenses rather than culinary experiments.
The fact that you're not even thinking of playing this game properly is really annoying.
By season 3, the MasterChef audience had divided into 2 camps. Those who defended Joe as keeping it real and providing honest feedback, and a growing majority who saw his behavior as unnecessarily cruel and often crossing the line into discrimination. This season would prove the latter group correct in ways no one could have anticipated. When David Martinez brought forward his carefully prepared lobster, Joe's response was equally brutal.
I'm supposed to eat this? Really? You know, watching you cook this was just a letdown.
But nothing prepared fans for what happened next. Christine Ha, MasterChef's first ever blind contestant, had been proving herself week after week with dishes that wowed the judges with both flavor and presentation.
Visually stunning. Are you really blind?
Yes, chef, I am.
I'm lost for words. Great job.
Thank you.
When the top 6 took over the kitchen at Hatfields in Los Angeles for restaurant service, something unprecedented happened. Christine was picked first for her team.
I can't see. I have no idea where anything is. I have no idea how it's set up.
Gordon Ramsay, who had barely concealed his favoritism towards Christine throughout the competition, asked his fellow judges where they would put Christine in a Michelin-starred restaurant.
I mean, I think that just speaks volumes for the fact that Christine's palate is so refined. I would have her at the end finishing a dish.
Then Joe suggested Christine would be better suited in the coat check room.
Definitely coat check room.
No, come on.
She can't see that.
Have you seen how she puts food on the plate?
Yeah.
Let that sink in. While Christine was literally standing right there in the competition kitchen, cooking successfully week after week, Joe decided to publicly humiliate her by suggesting she couldn't handle working in a professional kitchen because of her blindness.
This is a live kitchen, Michelin-starred restaurant. She can't do it. She's a liability.
No.
Let's see what she does.
This man was treating a blind contestant like she didn't belong there. People were furious. Viewers, online posters, and even people who barely watched the show started calling it out. And the best part? Christine not only helped her team win that challenge, but she went on to win the entire season.
I just can't believe it. I'm the master chef. This has been the most amazing experience, seriously.
Joe was forced to eat his when the woman he'd called a liability became MasterChef champion.
With your handicap, I thought it would be dangerous to have you in there. I didn't think you would be able to, quite frankly, do anything. And I was completely, categorically wrong.
The ultimate vindication came when Christine opened 2 acclaimed restaurants in Houston, The Blind Goat and Sin Chow, and earned James Beard Award nominations. Joe's obsession with Italian authenticity reached almost comical levels throughout his tenure on MasterChef. When Felix Fang added macadamia nuts to tiramisu, Joe berated her for straying from tradition.
Why'd you put nuts in here?
I like mac nuts.
Macadamia nuts? And an Italian tiramisu? Are you not understanding what we're doing here?
But the Italian gatekeeping didn't stop there.
Teach your teams how to make the 3-course Italian meal that you just saw. I want to see 3 dishes of each course.
In Season 10, Episode 19, during the Pigging Out Challenge, contestant Dorian presented a wild boar and fennel sausage with cannellini beans and a slice of garlic bread.
Visually, the sausage looks hearty, and that wonderful bean stew underneath it, it's got dive in all over it.
Gordon Ramsay and Aaron Sanchez loved it, but Joe declared the garlic bread had cheapened the dish.
So you don't serve garlic bread in your restaurants?
No.
Oh, excuse
There's
me.
no such thing as garlic bread in Italy. So I think it cheapens it and makes it less than it could be.
Gordon literally grabbed the garlic bread and waved it under Joe's nose, while praising how perfect it was for sopping up the delicious bean stew.
The sausage itself is a wonderful texture. The flavor permeates the whole thing, and it's a complete dish.
And Gordon wasn't done. What he said next pretty much sums up what people think about Joe Bastianich.
Would you like a bread?
No, I don't want any garlic bread.
You're such a snob.
I'm not a snob. I'm trying to advise her on how to take it up a level.
The Vietnamese-inspired incident was equally troubling. In Season 12, Joe told Dara he was surprised to taste her dish.
And somehow manipulated them into seeming like it's a European Michelin-starred dish. It's got a lot of explosions of flavor.
As if Vietnamese cuisine couldn't stand on its own merit without being compared to European standards. One fan comment, Joe basically thinks Asian food is takeout food, and European food is the only high-class food there is. I don't know how this man was even allowed on the show. Then there was the mushroom moment. Joe told Bethy about their mushrooms with Asian flavors.
These mushrooms are definitely scream something Eurocentric, either French or Italian or, something much more refined.
Anyone watching could tell what he was trying to say, and it wasn't good. Perhaps most ridiculously, Joe once told contestant Bowen Lee when Lee described a Chinese pasta dish.
Bowen, is this an Italian pasta dish or a Chinese dumpling dish?
A Chinese pasta dish.
There's no pasta in China.
Fans erupted. Telling a Chinese person there's no pasta in China, when he himself isn't even Chinese, is absolutely astonishing. Never seen anything like it in my life. Another added, pasta literally originated in China and was introduced to Italy by Marco Polo, so Joe's wrong. While that is actually a misconception, the Italians had pasta far before Polo's journey to China. It still doesn't excuse the comment. And once fans started digging into Joe's whole Italian food authority image, things got awkward fast. People pointed out that his mom, Lydia Bastianich, was actually born in Istria, a region that's now part of Croatia, not Italy. His family on her side is mostly Yugoslav and Southeastern European, not the old school, straight from Naples fantasy the show leans into. One fan on Reddit summed it up perfectly. Also, the part of Italy his mom is from was actually Yugoslavia when her family fled. It's a piece of land that has went back and forth for centuries. So for someone so Italian, Bastianich is a Slavic last name, so how Italian is he really? In fact, he actually became a meme in Italy because of his over-the-top pronunciations and straight-up grammar mistakes. And the crazy thing is, Joe isn't even a chef. He's a restaurateur and wine guy, cosplaying as a culinary executioner on TV. So you've got a non-chef, questionably Italian judge getting roasted by real Italians for butchering their language, while lecturing actual cooks about authenticity. During season 4's auditions, Joe questioned Bimi Cruz's mofongo.
Is this really a Caribbean dish or just kind of like shrimp scampi faked with some plantain put in it?
The dismissiveness of an entire cuisine's authenticity was becoming Joe's signature move. In the same season, during the Agnolotti challenge, Joe delivered one of his most personally insulting critiques. He told contestant Howard Klein,
The only thing worse than a cook who can't boil is a narcissist in full denial. Thank you for nothing.
That was a character assassination on national television. And when Tanya served raw garlic in her dish, Joe didn't just critique the cooking technique, he made it personal.
When you give us crap like that to eat, it gets to be almost kind of personally offensive. You understand that?
Yes.
This is where things start to make sense. Gordon Ramsay himself explained in an interview the real difference between Hell's Kitchen and MasterChef.
Two completely different competitions. You know, Hell's Kitchen's about professionals.
While MasterChef features home cooks and people who picked up cooking as a hobby, Gordon recognized this distinction and adjusted his approach accordingly.
I'm a lot tougher on them than I am on MasterChef, but we get to a stage in MasterChef, top 8, top 6, we actually put them into the restaurant environment.
Joe never made that adjustment. As one fan perfectly articulated, from watching MasterChef throughout the years, I've noticed that while Gordon can be quite rude, he also gives constructive criticism. Joe, on the other hand, tries to hit below the belt as hard as he can just for kicks. Rarely does Joe give any useful feedback. The comparison revealed what made Joe so uniquely unlikable. But here's something that fans couldn't stop talking about. Joe Bastianich isn't actually a chef. He's a restaurateur, a businessman who owns restaurants.
Maybe they were smart enough to think of me, or either I was lucky enough for them to think of me because they wanted someone who wasn't a chef as a judge.
He never trained in culinary school, never worked his way up through restaurant kitchens, and has no formal culinary education. The sentiment was echoed across social media. The main reason I don't respect him is because he's not a chef like Gordon and the others, and most of his success comes from riding his mother's coattails. He just comes off as snobbish, and he can't back up what he says. And the mother they're talking about is Lydia Bastianich, a real chef with real credentials. She earned her reputation through actual skill. But this is where the contrast shows. Even without that training, Joe often acted like the biggest expert in the room. He exaggerated things, made simple dishes sound terrifying, and delivered instructions like he was teaching at a Michelin school. Which brings us to that moment on MasterChef Junior, where he taught kids how to make a basic risotto and made it sound like it was the hardest dish on earth.
Seems easy, but it's not. It's all about technique. So, today, I'm going to show you how it's done.
Meanwhile, Gordon Ramsay and Christina Tosi were caught on camera holding back laughter and looking at each other as if thinking, "This guy? Seriously?" That moment, actual trained chefs trying not to laugh while Joe demonstrates proper technique, perfectly encapsulated the absurdity of his position on the show, and viewers noticed. If Joe's behavior with adult contestants was controversial, his treatment of children on MasterChef Junior took things to a whole new level of inappropriate.
And Joe is just scary.
What were you thinking with that?
The show features contestants as young as 8 years old, children who are still learning and developing, not just as cooks, but as human beings.
Then mix it out again, and we'll make some more, okay?
She's gonna remake it?
Yeah.
We've still got time, you know that. We're gonna do this, okay?
While Gordon Ramsay notably dials back his harsh persona for the kids, treating them with encouragement and constructive feedback.
My saving grace with this one is that the actual pastry cream is actually quite delicious. Thank you.
Joe's approach remained unnecessarily harsh.
You think you know it all? Then go cook it all yourself at home. At this point, you're wasting my time.
Watching Joe speak to children with the same dismissive, harsh tone he used with adults was deeply uncomfortable for viewers. He's a Nepo baby who made a child cry over something he was objectively wrong about. The show's producers eventually recognized the problem. When Joe left MasterChef in 2014, he was replaced by Christina Tosi for both the main show and MasterChef Junior, and fans celebrated the change. In November 2014, Joe announced he was stepping down from MasterChef after 5 seasons. In his statement, he cited wanting to focus on the continued global expansion of the Batali and Bastianich hospitality group. Following his departure, Joe expanded his TV presence in Italy, appearing on MasterChef Italia, Celebrity MasterChef, and even Top Gear Italia.
And they're like, well, why don't you come over and, see how it goes? So I got the gig to do it in Italy.
But his behavior abroad only added to his controversies. In a 2018 episode of MasterChef Italia that made international news, Joe visited a beauty salon in Milan's Chinatown for a manicure and pedicure. What happened next was shocking.
Mai uscito tipo una serata romantica con un uomo italiano?
Joe made several inappropriate jokes at the expense of Chinese men, while making suggestive comments to the Asian women working at the salon.
Personalmente che gli uomini cinesi hanno un po' di difetti, a volte sono un po' curti.
When the blog Grub Street reached out for comment, Joe issued an apology, claiming the segment was scripted and that he knew the women at the salon. He added, "I'm sorry I said those things," but the damage was done. The Italy scandal confirmed what many viewers had long suspected. Joe's pattern of dismissing and demeaning Asian people and Asian cuisine on MasterChef reflected deeper prejudices. His apology, claiming the segment was scripted, only made things worse, as it suggested he thought scripted racism was somehow acceptable. People here in Italy consider him an overly judgmental Italian wannabe who doesn't understand anything about Italian cuisine, but is rich, so he's entitled to be in MasterChef, I guess. Funny how he's such a jerk about being Italian, even though his famous mother is, in reality, Croatian, and just refuses to admit it. Joe made a surprise appearance in the Season 8 finale in 2016, then returned full-time for Season 9 in 2017.
He'll always be part of the MasterChef family. Joe, as always, it's so good to see you.
Good to be back, good to be back.
Have you missed me?
No.
Many wondered, would Joe return as a changed man? Or would he be the same judge who had sparked so much controversy? Observers noted he seemed to have toned down his approach, whether from reflection, public pressure, or network intervention remains unclear. Joe Bastianich's journey on MasterChef reveals something important about reality television and the restaurant industry.
We're searching for the best home cook in America. Criticizing someone's food is part and parcel for my job and what I do.
Success in business doesn't automatically translate to success as a mentor or judge. Owning restaurants doesn't mean you understand the struggle of home cooks trying to improve their skills.
That I am not a chef. I wanted, I've always been in the restaurant business and not being a chef.